What's up, everyone? We are back with another episode of Pound for Pound. I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Unfortunately, my co-host Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, couldn't be here with us. He's doing something that coincides with who we're talking to today. We have a very special guest, a man that, to be honest, to me personally, needs no introduction. A man that I've been watching from afar. And then I learned that he was, real close with a former foe of mine. You know what I mean?
Whoa. I don't like that so far.
But we have a special guest, Mr. O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
A Shadowline production.
My dog.
How are you, man?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good, chilling. LA traffic on my way to LAX. People from LA know exactly what that's all about.
Of course.
Yeah, man, everything all good. Can't complain. Probably will.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, my co-host Triple C Henry Cejudo couldn't be here with us. He's decided to jump in front of the camera right now. So he's doing a movie right now, I believe, with the artist formerly known as Vinny Chase. I can't remember his real name, but Vinny Chase from Entourage, but it's a popular character. And Henry Cejudo is getting this. I believe this might be his first movie, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad gig, especially, anybody who already is known to be a badass. It's not a bad market, bro.
Yeah. Well, for you, being who you are, an incredible artist. I want to say artist because, yes, of course, now you're more so known for the film side of things, but you've done more than that. Not only are you an incredible actor, but you also dabble in the music as well. And for those who do not know the lineage of which you have sprung out of, your father, O'Shea Jackson Sr., Mr. Ice Cube.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you do a little bit of everything.
I mean, I try to. My dad always taught me to never put myself in a box. My my first love genuinely was always writing, whether that be screenplays or I wanted to write stories for video games for a long time. I still want to get into that because I think that market is so close to my heart. But when I was in college, I saw Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty make $1 billion in a weekend. And so in my mind, I'm like, all right, I could write something that'll make you pay $16 a movie ticket, or I could write something that'll make you pay $60 a game. So like, that's always been where my mindset has been. And yeah, when it came to music, that was still within just my love of writing, because my favorite artist is Lil Wayne. And the reason why Lil Wayne is my favorite artist is because he's the guy who says things where I'm like, how did you even think of that? Who even thinks that way? And I wanted to do that to others. I wanted people to see my writing and think the same thing. So it all falls into my love of writing, and I just happen to fall into this acting thing.
Right. No, I mean it makes sense. And speaking of all of this and the different arts, now your father, being who he is such a humongous superstar worldwide. And there is this rhetoric in the time that we're living now. There's this rhetoric to where you see a lot of kids go, "Oh, my dad is such a big superstar that is too much. I can't handle the pressure. I can't rap, or I can't do something else." But for you, that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like you have kind of, yes, your dad dabbled in the movies, and well, not dabbled. He was in movies, big movies, but you stepped into that lane, and I feel like you've taken it further and in just early on right now in your career.
Yeah, I think I attribute a lot of that to I I'm kind of petty. I'm kind of petty, and like I'm kind of I get mad at things that probably shouldn't bother me, but like even when even things that like might people might say about my dad that my dad's not tripping about.
Right,
I'm his vengeful son, so I get I get I get a little angsty,
right,
defending my dad, and I think that kind of contributed to my standpoint on the whole thing. I feel like kids that are, that come from wealth or second, third generation, that first generation, a lot of the things that my dad used to fuel his fire were external things that he saw. Like he wanted to get out of the neighborhood, or he didn't want to end up like such and such, or, there were things that he could see that he wanted better for himself. And when you're second, third generation, your external is beautiful. You're like, there's life is good. What am I getting
right,
away
right, right,
from? So you got to find things that piss you off, and you have to harness those things that make you mad. And when I did Straight Outta Compton, I left school. I had to audition. I left college in the middle of my second year. I
mm,
auditioned for Straight Outta Compton for 2 years. So that's my full college career right there. So I'm watching all my friends graduate on Instagram without me, and now I'm scared. Now I'm pissed at myself because I feel like, did I make the wrong decision? Now we got to make it work. And then when I got the part, I had to read articles on how it was given to me because of nepotism, when they don't know how scared I was during them 2 years, thinking I was an idiot. So
right,
now I'm pissed off about that. And then once I get the part and I kill it and everyone tells me I kill it, then those same people say, well, of course he could do it. It's his dad. So now I'm pissed off even more. And so
right,
just the
right.
same way that Kobe or Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, they use bulletin board quotes to piss themselves off, even when they know they're above it. You have to do that because your drive has to be an internal thing when you have such a beautiful external to look at.
Right. No, I mean, I 100% I understand that, and it makes a ton of sense because, and I could kind of see it from your father's perspective as well because for him, you want a son that's going to find some type of motivation because, yes, like you mentioned, when you have children that are now second generation coming into wealth, it's a lot of different things that people say is, oh well, they don't understand, they haven't lived the life that your father lived, which is what made your father such a success in what he's doing. So I can understand how that's incredible for your father that you found something, whether it's being petty, you found something that motivates you to go out there and really show people and stick it to them. And like you mentioned, in your role with Straight Out of Compton, I think it was incredible. And that's, I feel like, it's sort of the things that we're seeing nowadays is when someone comes in to a character like that and you hit it out of the park. We almost kind of forget what that character looks like. Fortunately, your dad is still here with us, to where we can say, "Oh yeah, that's what the real Ice Cube looks like." But
Yeah,
you almost forget that because you did such a tremendous job that now it's like, "Oh, that's Ice Cube." When we see you, we're just like, "Oh, that's Ice Cube. That's Ice Cube." And we see that with a couple different guys, like who was it? The Little Meech now that's in Power, I believe, or yeah,
yeah, yeah.
like
BMF.
BMF, yes. Like we almost now forget. Most people don't even realize what the father looked like. We almost
Yeah,
go, "Oh, that's what he looks like." So, I mean, I think especially in that role, which I think happened to be your breakout role, and leads you down a path of now you're doing, I would say, one of my favorite movies of the last couple of years, Den of Thieves 1, and that also was tremendous in the way that you stepped into the character and you made me believe Donnie was just, it's a regular guy, but really you're the mastermind behind what's going on here. And so bringing us full circle to where Den of Thieves 2, that's out now on demand. You can find it everywhere. Amazon, which is my place of, of choice to go out there and
Okay.
get these movies. Yeah. Den of Thieves 2. Let's talk about that a little bit now. Um, what made you, because a lot of people go, oh, we've done it the first time. We don't want to do a second one. What about this movie made you go, okay, yeah, I'll come back for a second
Cause I'm petty.
one?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I wanted. This is what I signed up for. I want sequels. I want action. I want the blockbuster. This is what I wanted. This is like what I left school for. What I, sacrificed my kids' birthdays for, or Christmases I've missed, and like it's to get further, to get more, and it's with people I trusted.
Right.
Christian Gudegas, Gerard Butler, Tucker Toole, those dudes. Like I said, after Straight Outta Compton, it was such a talk that of course he could play his dad. I didn't get work for a year.
Mm,
Nobody called me. I didn't get sent no scripts, none of that. Den of Thieves 1 was the first time someone gave me a shot to get back into the theaters. So like I'm loyal to these dudes, and we left with such a cliffhanger. You wanting for more? There was no chance I was going to say no. Now it's just about me uh, bothering Gerard and making sure he can't say no to any more they want to do.
right. No, I haven't seen this one yet. That's on my to do list. I'm waiting to get with the family because I want to watch it with everybody. But to talk about that a little bit, your relationship with Gerard Butler, because obviously he's a big, big, big star. And doing the first one, I remember watching and going, okay, this is an incredible, first of all, an incredible cast that you guys had. But doing this second one now again with him, I've seen the trailers and I can't wait to see it. Talk a little bit about that relationship with him and why you can easily get him, well, somewhat easily get him to say, all right, we'll do another one.
um, well, the first time, the first go around, like I said, Den of Thieves is my third movie ever. It's my first time back in like a major motion picture. And so I was excited that I got to like I'm kicking it with Gerard Butler and 50. Like this is dope. Like
Right.
just like a such a fan of both of them. And with Gerard, he'll tell you like from the jump, like call me Jerry. And I'm like, motherfucker, you Gerard Butler. Like you're Gerard, bro. I mean, I've been calling him Gerard for years. I can't call
Right.
you Jerry. And he's super cool dude. And the first one we were kept separate because it was much more cops and robbers type film.
Right.
So like the director kept us apart. So when we do see each other, it's tension there.
Yeah. Right.
And I remember thinking like I gotta make sure they know that I'm here to get down. Like I'm not just like you're not about to just outdo me, bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm
you
here to
had that
get
chip
down.
on your shoulder.
Yeah, because I'm petty. So,
Right.
so this is a common theme.
Right.
So,
Right.
I remember it's the hotel scene in the first one where they gotta like choke me up and like get me to snitch or whatever.
Right.
And I walk in there and it's serious as hell. Like they in there just like trying to mean mug me and shit. It's
Right.
dim and like smoky in there, and I'm in there cracking jokes. I'm bagging. I'm like doing roasting everything I can, and then when action come on, turn it off just like immediately. And then as soon as
Right.
cut happen, I'm back to it. And Gerard tells the story too of just like them looking at each other like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? And that's what I want you to think, bro. That's what
Right.
I want you to think. And me and him had chemistry. Like even though we're beefing in the first film, you could tell something was there.
Right.
And so in this one, I got to talk to him a lot more. We got to like hang out. He got to give me advice on my career and like the things that he's had to go through. And so me and him developed a real friendship where like that's my guy. Like anytime, him, Christian, Tucker need me. Even if it's beyond Den of Thieves, they could call me. Like Gerard Butler is a good dude. That dude is somebody I feel like has my back.
Phenomenal. And like you said, this is only a handful of films now that you've done.
Yeah.
But I feel like the presence that you have in these films, they leave such a they're such a big presence in everyone's mind to where I felt like you've been doing movies. I was looking, I'm like, damn, let me see, man, he probably been in 100 movies. I ain't gonna remember the name of all these movies they've
No.
been in, but that's how big of a presence you leaving in people's minds when you do these movies. So I mean, kudos to you. Now, in those movies, not just the cast, but you've had a chance to work with a couple of fighters now. You know,
Oh
a
my
couple of
God. Here we
mixed
go.
martial arts fighters and champions. No, listen, I'm saying, first and foremost, let's just go it out of the way because this show is called Pound for Pound. So let's just say it right now.
All right.
Pound for pound, who is the best champion that you've worked with or yet to work with?
I don't know how to say his last name, and I don't want him to beat me up. But my man Rico, man, my man Rico, Beer
Rico.
Holden. I
But he's
think
a
that's his.
kickboxer though.
I know, but that dude been champ
Verhoeven
for
or something
10
like that.
years. You see my cop out? You see how I cop out that answer?
I seen that. I seen that. You didn't think I was gonna hit you with another. I had a follow up coming for you. I had a follow
Yeah.
up, but
I mean, like, Bisbin is my dude, though. Like, he's hilarious. He's the funniest one I've been filming with. Bisbing
right.
is an animal, dude. But I'll say this about you fighters. Y'all got to do something besides shadow box all day. Because, like, if you stand next to one of y'all for too long, y'all be trying to size people up all damn day. I'm like, man, play some catch
This
or
is
something.
facts. This is big facts.
Yeah, man. If
Oh my god.
you stand next to Cyril for too long, next thing you know, it's an elbow in the back. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? You stand next to
Right.
anybody,
Right.
man.
Oh, that's funny because I mean, you've worked with everyone you've worked with has been a champion, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Every fighter you worked with has been a champion. You've worked with Tyron
Max.
Woodley. You worked with
That
Max
was the first
Holloway.
one I worked with.
Yeah,
That was
Tyron
straight
Woodley.
out of
T
Compton.
Wood.
Yeah,
Right.
straight out of
T Wood.
Compton.
Had a cameo in that, and I thought he did great in that cameo.
Yeah,
You worked with Max Holloway, and I thought
yeah,
also in the first Den of Thieves, I thought he did really good as well.
yeah. Max, man, Max is a dog. You know,
Right.
don't walk up to him if he points to the middle of the ring. Like, just let the clock
Nah,
run
don't
out,
do
bro.
it.
Let the clock.
Don't do that. Oh, don't do that. That's
Yeah.
my brother. He did that too. That's my teammate. He did that too.
Bro, I was
Don't do
watching. So,
that.
like, my favorite that like a dude that I like love watching is Justin. And when him and Justin went at it, I was like, so it's my homie versus my favorite. And then Max pointed to the middle of that ring, and I was like, Justin, don't go. Justin, don't go. But yeah, Justin Gaethje,
Yeah.
bro. I was like, Max, come on,
Yeah.
man.
I know. I was watching that. I was there live for that. And I was, oh man, I couldn't believe it. I was because Justin is like my little brother. You know, we train
Yeah,
together. He's my training partner. And yeah, it was a tough one. And I love Max. I think
yeah.
Max is an incredible fighter, one of the best of not fly featherweights we've ever seen.
And he's a good
And
guy.
he's still doing it. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
guy, man.
So, I mean, working with them and then working with Bisping as well. Bisping has done a few movies. And now Cyril Gone. I believe Den of Thieves 2 takes place in, I want to say Paris, in France? Or is
Yeah,
it
it
Italy?
takes place in there. Yeah,
Yeah. So, yes, of course, you guys picked the perfect guy, Cyril Gone, because he speak that French fluidly,
yeah,
you know,
fluid.
fluidly. And
I got a funny story about Bisbing real quick.
yeah,
So we have a scene at night where he's driving, right? And
right.
he's driving at night with a helmet with tints on the helmet and the car, right? And
Oh, that's not.
yeah.
I already know. That's,
And he was like, He was like, yeah, it's crazy that they're making me do this. And I was like, why? He was like, I only have one eye. What? What? Excuse me?
Y'all didn't know he had one eye.
Bro, he doing so well. He was like, yeah, they're
Yes.
making the one eye guy drive at night with a helmet on and tents. I said, wow, this should go great.
Oh, I'm glad everything turned out okay
Yeah,
and
man.
Miss Big is safe. I mean, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
So
man.
I'm
So,
guessing nobody on set knew that.
hey, he popped that sucker right out for me.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Michael Bisping. Bisping,
Yeah, what a beast.
an incredible former middleweight champion of the world. Um, but for you,
Yeah,
in Den of Thieves 2, let's talk a little bit about this movie. I know I've seen the trailer. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on here because in the first one, Donnie was kind of played coy, but really the mastermind. And then at the end, he's the one that gets away.
yeah. It's it's the sheep is over people's eyes. I mean, it's off of people's eyes now. They know what type of chameleon that Donnie Wilson is,
Right,
and so what Den of Thieves 2, what the opportunity that presented itself was for me to play the same character and a different character at the same time.
mm,
For the audience to know that Donnie is this super super thief. We knew that we had to step it up. We knew that we had to have him show his skills off a little bit, whether
right,
that be accents that we used in the movie, speaking Serbian, speaking French, just showing that he can turn it on at the drop of a dime. And we had to step up the action. And a lot of times when you do a sequel, there's so many jokes or nods to the first film that it
right,
kind of cheapens the sequel, where you lose sight of why you fell in love with the movie in the first place. And
right,
with this one, we switched up the dynamic. It's no longer cops versus robbers. It is more of a buddy action film. And you got two guys who are used to being the kings of their elements coming together to try to find common ground. And you're wondering, does Donnie fully trust Nick? Is Nick really, does he have good intentions for Donnie? And so it keeps you on your toes the entire time. And my favorite part is I'm not getting my ass kicked for 2 hours like I was in the first one. Uh, your boy's looking cool out here, man. They had me pushing the Porsche Taycan through
yeah,
European streets. Like, it's just a fun film. It's a good time. It's a type of genre that we've been missing for a long time. It's not some IP, some superhero movie or video game movie, or like it's an original idea, fun for everybody, and it's just a good time, man.
right, right. No, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. And speaking of you not getting your butt kicked in
Yeah,
this one, so you work with a lot of fighters, you
yeah.
know. On set, do have any of the guys say, you know what, hey, yo, come on, let's run a little something. Let's hold pads for you. Let's do a little training in.
Yeah,
Any of them?
Rico, the
Oh
giant,
yeah.
like he's a monster, dude. All he does is kick you all day, and it's like,
Uh
he's like, man, just
you
come to
took
the
a kick
gym.
from
I'm like,
Rico?
no, not no real one, but he'll give you little taps, and it's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
usually people say, "What's up, Rico?" But no, he'll give you a quick little in the back of the thigh. Well, and if you buckle, he's just gonna laugh and run away.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, Rico is the one who keeps saying like, "Come on, man, let's just go to the gym." I'm like, listen, I know you got an itch you can't scratch right now, but we at work,
Right.
bro. You gotta lock in.
You ain't never go to the gym with him?
Nah, that mm-mm.
At least let him hold. So have you at least, hit the mitts, hit the bag, something like
I'll
that?
do that with him. I'll do that with him.
Yeah.
I got to get him down to LA though, because I know he lives far as hell. But yeah,
Amsterdam, I think, or
that's my
somewhere.
guy. And when we were doing Straight Outta Compton, Tyron helped. He said he wanted to get me in the gym as well. That was before, because he was hinting. He was like, I do UFC, and I'm thinking like, damn, you do like for real? He was like, yeah. As soon as I check him out, he win the belt. So I'm like, damn, he wasn't lying. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
Woodley and Rico. Those are the two that offered, and I'm gonna have to take their offer up because, if Lord behold, if it's a third one, I'm trying to be right, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I have, like I said, I haven't seen this movie yet, but of course, it's one of those things you want it to turn into one of those a humongous franchise that you can just run them off, and you
I'm
already
trying
have
to
your
Vin
built-in
Diesel this shit,
audience.
Kamaru. I'm trying to Vin Diesel.
Exactly. No, for sure. But speaking of these guys, I mean, yeah, Tyron Woodley. Shout out to T Wood. T Wood was a great champion. Um, and all these guys, Rico, great champion, Bisping, great champion, Max Holloway, great champion. How often do you get a chance to watch the UFC or watch some of these guys do some work?
I visited the Apex a while back.
Okay, okay,
Every now and then, if I'm not working on, because I do a wrestling podcast as well, the No Contest
really?
Wrestling Podcast, and if I, in between watching stuff for that, I'll catch people here and there. That's why I found Justin. I had my favorite fighters before, but I forget who he fought against, but when I saw Justin's fight, I was like, this dude don't care. Like, he don't give a damn. Like, he's
Uh,
coming in for that job, bro. And it's just like
yeah, he
some
sparred like that
striking
too.
crazy. So then, he became my favorite fighter to watch, but I catch it every now and then. Going is way better. I want to go to more.
Yes.
That environment, I need like that electricity of that. Oh, I need that, bro. So I definitely want to go to a lot more UFC events with the merger of UFC and
TK, yeah,
WWE under
TKO,
TKO.
WWE.
I'm
Right.
a William Morris guy, so that we all, you know,
Oh,
you know, you know. So yeah,
okay.
I need some tickets. I can't keep bothering Bisbing, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's oh for sure. That's done now. I mean, speaking of that, I was actually just up there at WWE headquarters, and phenomenal headquarters. So much history and so much culture there. So now I grew up watching wrestling, of
Yeah,
course, like most of us,
right.
and now to be able to go there and see all the different history, how things have changed. Speaking of wrestling, so who was your all-time favorite wrestler?
Listen, I would like for the majority of my life, The Rock was my guy, right?
Mm,
But now, I gotta go with my tribal chief, bro. My tribal chief, Roman Reigns, dude. I ain't never
really?
seen nobody whoop ass and talk shit like him at the same time. And
Really?
I love, like, now that I'm older, I
Right.
recognize what it means to be a villain in wrestling, like a heel. And
Right.
he was so good at it for so long, and I had so much fun shitting on other fans on Roman Reigns' behalf that, like, I had the time of my life, bro, for 4 years straight. And so, like,
Right.
as like, man, I just appreciate everything that dude has done, especially if you know his history, like his medical history of everything that he's gone through and still going through. For him to put on the way that he did, bro, that's my dog, man. That's my guy. But somebody you got to look out for, the new young dude in NXT, the NXT champion, Obafemi. Obafemi, bro. Young
You know what I
Nigerian.
mean?
Yeah, young Nigerian
Hey,
king
you know
over
what
there,
I'm
bro.
saying? Hey, it's a good time to be Nigerian right now. That's all I gotta say. It's a great time to be Nigerian right now.
Yep.
I
I,
mean, what can't we do right now? We and yeah, honestly, I've been recently, people have been tagging me more and more about it, and going over to the WWE office. I did see it, so I got to learn a little bit more about him. So for sure, I'll be tapping in with him.
yeah.
I don't want to give nothing away, but
Right, right.
if you
Ex-
see me come out and help out, you
Yeah.
never know. something
Yeah,
might happen there. So we'll see.
I just interviewed him the episode before the last. Such a smart young man, dude. Dude is he gets the business, and just like it's just somebody you root for as a person, man. He's a good dude.
Right, right. No, for sure. Now let's switch gear because now we under TKO.
Yeah.
So we got the WWE side. We know who's your favorite. Now let's switch over to the UFC side. Who is your favorite fighter to
Bro,
watch?
but Justin or Max, bro. Like there's nothing like those two. Like you about to see a good one. Like they not about to
Yeah.
dance. They not about to like work some holes. Like no, bro, they about to
Right, right,
scrap, bro. Like
right.
your best bet is to grab them. Like just
Exactly.
don't let them get
Exactly.
to swinging, man. So yeah, Justin Max is my dog. I hate the thing about meeting these guys and like kicking with them is like I take they losses to heart so much now. That like I be really mad at people, bro. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm vengeful,
Oh
dog.
yeah.
I'm
Nah, for
vengeful,
sure. So you was mad at me
bro.
at one
Chill,
point?
chill, dog. I'm
Nah.
trying to be cordial, man.
Nah, 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 nah.
I've rooted for you more
Nah,
than
nah,
I've been
nah.
mad at you, though. I've rooted for you more than I've been mad
Okay,
at you.
okay.
Because I know
That's all I can ask for.
I was pissed off at Leon.
Ah,
Boy, I was hot at him for a while.
hey, hey,
I was waiting for
hey.
him to lose for a minute.
For sh- Hey, you know what? You know what? I completely get that because I mean that's like listen. I was a fan of Tyron Woodley, and I'm a lot of fighters they'll when you get in that position where you have to compete against each other or someone and they turn into a complete a-hole and they're like, oh no, I hate this dude, I never liked this dude. No, I was a fan of Woodley for a while until I got to, because it's like you start to build up and you realize, hey, this could be a possibility, we could potentially have to scrap. So you got to kind of disassociate yourself and get into the competitor mode with the guy. But before that, of course, Tyron Woodley did some great things in the sport, and I was a fan of that until obviously we fought, and I was able to get the victory over him. But even with that, I liked back then. I liked what Tyron Woodley, the representation. I liked the fact that Tyron Woodley, he was a dude that looked like me, that wrestled like I wrestled coming out of college and high school, and then got a chance to be the champion and was able to do it. And so that was important, and I like that. And so for you, talk a little bit about you now, because we know you do a lot of, some work, some philanthropy work. Talk about representation and how important that is for you with the future generations coming up.
It's huge because, I've always, like, as black people in America, we're taught, like, it's either the ball or the mic to get you out of, troubling situations. And it's so important to depict other ways through media, through art, to show people that there's other things that you can be. There was a time in Hollywood where black people were only playing the servant. There was times where
Right,
black people
right,
on TV were only playing the thug or the gangster or whatever the hell. So when I got an opportunity to start my career with a story of triumph, like Straight Outta Compton, or I got to play the mastermind in Den of Thieves. I don't know a lot of movies where the black guy the mastermind, you know, or in Long Shot, I get to be the black guy who's a tech billionaire running a $1 billion company, or like just these little things like that depict you in a different light that I've always dug. And your it's what I want other young black actors to recognize is yes, there might be some major opportunity or your chance to work with whoever the hell, but you have to know that no matter what happens with the movie, they're not going to talk about the director, they're not going to talk about the writer, they're going to talk
Right.
about the person they saw on the screen. So, like,
Absolutely.
if you do some stuff or you do some shit on screen that you're going to regret, or you're going to look back on and be like, why did I do that? It's up there forever, not the person that convinced you to do it. So you got to make sure that you represent and you represent yourself first and foremost. But like, understand that even if you don't want that burden, you carry us with you wherever you go.
Right. Right.
So it's major importance, major importance. And that's because I come from this militant ass family. I do.
Really. Speaking of that, I know you got to go, and I don't want to keep you too long. But my last question for you is, I heard, I saw an interview of your father a couple years ago, before I became a few years ago, right when I was a young father, and he talked about a little bit about the importance of how he rationalizes what you guys are going through, what his kids are dealing with, and how he uses that in his parenting style. So, for you, on your perspective, how is your relationship with your father, being such a large and a humongous superstar, and now you starting to find your way into this lane, in your own lane now? How is that relationship with your father?
It's amazing. That is like he's one of my best friends in the world. And like now that we both got the same job, now we talk shit about the same things. And like
Right.
we connected on such a new level and it's so fun to like share those things with him. That dude is my hero. He's the greatest coach I could ever ask for. He knows that there are certain things that I'm gonna have to do my way. He knows that there's certain things that like he don't fully understand that are part of my world because like at the end of the day, he can give me as much advice as he can, but he don't know what it's like to be his son and what
Absolutely.
those burdens are and the ways I gotta move with that. Like I feel bad for anybody who is in a similar position to me that don't have a good relationship with a parent because like I don't know what I would do without that dude and like he gonna get mad at me right now because I forgot to text him my flight information.
No, that's incredible. That's amazing. And we see that because with your dad, he's known as the guy that really doesn't crack that smile. He's known as the stone face guy. But it's I can only imagine how incredible and how proud he is of you when you're doing certain things that just kind of fills his cup as a father. Him knowing that he did his job in raising, you know, not just a brilliant actor, but a tremendous man. So, I want to say, man, congrats on all of your success, everything that you're doing. Keep going. I'm watching, and yeah, hopefully, me and you, because I'm doing a little thing in front of the screen too.
Hey, I
So,
need you, man.
you
I
know,
need you for the next one.
hey, hey, hit me whenever. Have your people call my people, and let's potentially make that happen, man. But I appreciate you joining me, man, my man. Thank you. And Den of Thieves 2 out now on demand. You can go get it anywhere. Make sure you go run those up, run the numbers up, because we want to see a third and a
Yeah,
fourth.
that's right, man. Hey, hit me anytime, man. We can have a sit down interview, so I'm not rushing like this, man. Anytime,
Yeah.
I'm all good.
Of course, my man. No problem. Thank you so much, my man.
Have a good one, bro.
That was the incredible O'Shea Jackson Jr. Um, yeah, we getting to know a little bit about him, and his favorite fighters. And, it's crazy, this world, because we are all connected in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And he's connected to some people that I'm connected to in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But big thank you to him. And as always, people, make sure you like and you subscribe, and of course comment. Let us know how you feel about this interview, and of course, pound for pound, all the big things that we're doing here. As always, I am the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Y'all see my shirt. And we are out.